What's going on YouTube? What's up E-World? And welcome to a government-sponsored YouTube video by yours truly, Crisscrossing Wires. It's government-sponsored because it is free. For those of you who need other assistance, food stamps are on the second floor, and human resources is on the third floor. Let's see, what else? I can't think. Unemployment is in the east wing. All right, let's get to it. The reason why this is government sponsored is because I had thought long and hard about how I was going to do this, and it's been quite a task trying to figure this out. So what I come up with is, since you guys I call myself Cheap Charlie. You guys are Cheap Charlie's grandmama. Ain't no doubt about it, because you guys are worse than me. I thought I could get a few guys to, join my Patreon membership to get all this good info. But that seems to not be the case. I mean, I do have some people that are interested and that aren't Cheap Charlies. But being as though my YouTube channel itself is very small, I only have about 300 subs as of right now. Someday I hope to be bigger than that, and for that reason, I'm going to continue to do what I have to do. So, anyway, Patreon members, don't fret. Believe you me, you are going to get rewarded very soon. I'm not going to be handing out these bricks of cheese forever. You can believe that. So those expensive steak dinners you paid for are coming right up. Just stand by. Anyway, now back to the matter at hand. The way I'm going to do this, I'm going to post this build in stages. You guys know I don't do no editing. I just record what I record and I throw it up on YouTube. And that's the easiest way for me. I ain't doing a whole lot of work as far as all this editing, videoing, and camera work. And I'm going to keep it that way. I'm not about to start doing a whole bunch of extreme camera gymnastics and movie making stuff for a whole bunch of cheap Charlies. So, being as though you guys are cheap Charlies like myself, and that's why we DIY, guys, let's face it. We DIY because we want the bottom line, the cheapest of the cheap. That's why we do what we do. And I get that. That's why I'm a DIY. So I understand. Anyway, like I was just saying, because of that reason, ain't going to be no fancy movie making videos and all that. You guys want a nice step-by-step how-to video for this Super 73 build? You will be putting this footage together by your damn self. I'm going to make these little clips by stages, and it's up to you to put it all together into one big video. But I'm not doing all that. So this is the introduction. It is what it is. You guys can go ahead and get prepared if you're trying to do this along with me. If not, you can continue to observe. The first thing we're going to do in the Super 73 build is upgrade the phase wires. So I'm going to be taking this motor apart. I'm going to be putting that heavy duty wire in there with the three 10 gauge wires that we're going to use for phase wires. I'm going to show you how to disassemble this motor and solder those wires in there and do what we need to do. Now, I've already taken, the wheel off. I hope I don't have to show you guys how to remove wheels and that type of stuff. Let me tell you, if I got to show you how to take the wheel off, you might as well turn this video off now. This video is not going to be for you. You got to have some type of, some type of skill. Even if it's just turning a screwdriver, using a wrench or a pair of pliers, you got to have some basic handymanship to yourself. Got to be some type of craftsman. You just can't be a total thumb person and think you're going to do this. Alright, so like I said, I removed the wheel. That's the first thing. The first things we're going to do in this build, like I said, is replace those phase wires. And we also are going to make the axle slots bigger to accommodate, I'm sorry, my grammar is not the greatest, to accommodate the new motor. These new motors have larger diameter axles than the stock Super 73 wheels. The stock Super 73 wheels has a little teeny diameter axle. This one has a heavy duty axle. Therefore, it cannot fit through this size hole right there, this slot. Now, there are two of these, of course, one on each side. The one on this side, you don't have to do anything to it. It's perfect, ready to go. Even though the axle is thicker, the slots are the same width and will fit in there perfectly. Now, the other side over here, we have to open up this hole because it will not fit through this side. So, how I'm going to do this to prep this side to open this hole up, I've already gone and glued one of the washers that comes on the new motor. One of the spacers, I've glued it to this using some rubber cement that will peel right off. But that makes it easy for us to see just how much material we're going to have to remove to get that axle to fit through there. Now I'm going to use a Dremel and a Unibit to open this hole up. Now I don't know what you have, but you can use, if all you got is a drill bit, you can use a drill bit. If you got a rat tail file, you can use a rat tail file. There are several tools that you can use to open this hole up. But you see how much material we have to remove? It's not actually a whole lot, but it needs to be as clean as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect, because we're not going to worry about this side giving us our stability as far as a torque arm, because this slot on this side, you only need a torque arm actually on one side. And that's me saying that, and I'm gonna stick by that you only need a torque arm on one side for all motors or power under 5,000 watts. If you're going to be running under 5,000 watts, one side with a torque arm will be sufficient. Trust and believe me, it is not going to spin out that slot. Especially with the power that we're going to be dealing with on this build. It's going to be anywhere from 3,500 watts to 5,000. No more. That's all that's going to be necessary due to the resistance of this motor and the controller that we're using. Okay, so I just want to get you guys going so you can get set up. I got my little work area set up. You're going to need a soldering iron or two, whatever you got, and some wire cutters, some wire strippers, some solder, and some basic tools. You're going to need a little kit with bits in it, preferably a security bit set. The security bits have the little holes in the middle because a lot of these screws have the security bit screws in them, and the regular bits won't work. And let's see, also what I'm going to do on this little initial video, first thing we're going to do, it's not necessary all the time, but being though this is a new motor and it's Chinese, that's possible you can get brand new parts that don't work as they should, brand new. So what I'm going to do is kill two birds with one stone. I've already demonstrated this once before, how to use this e-bike tester, but this is another good opportunity to test this motor. This is an e-bike tester. You can get one from 15 to 20 bucks on Amazon. Alright, and they use a 9-volt battery so they can have their own power. Okay, first thing we're going to do is test the hall sensors in this motor. So in doing so, we're going to plug this right up to the lead for hall sensors testing on this e-bike tester. And it's very nice, just plugs right up, just that easy. Most aftermarket motors and controllers all come with the same plugs, the same Molex connectors plug right on up. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is turn the power on. And as you can see on this row right here, this row is for the hall sensors. Now you notice there's two lights lighting up. Now if this motor is working properly, if we spin it up with our hand, these lights should flicker in a sequence, and that means everything is good. Let me see if I can spin this thing. I gotta be able to hold the axle at the same time. Matter of fact, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but anyway, here we go. Alright, see that? There we go. See how those lights flicker like that in sequence? That means the hall sensors are good. Okay? I ain't gonna keep spinning it because it's a little hard for me to hold the camera and spin it and do all that. Next thing we're going to check is the phase wires. And this little tester has a input on it to test the phase wires. Of course, it's this one right here, motor phase wires, and it's got 3 little alligator clips on it. And all you got to do is your 3 phase wires. Look how thin they are. That's why we're going to change these things. Look at them little skinny noodles. We're going to change them. But anyway, go ahead and hook that up. Just like that. Bam. Now, on the row that says phase wires, doesn't actually say phase wires, but motor, and you have to figure that out for yourself. Just go straight across. The same thing should happen. When I spin this motor, when I spin this wheel, these lights should flicker in sequence, just like they just did for the hall sensors. See if I can hold this damn thing. Okay, see that? Damn it. Hard to do. But anyway, see that? That means the phase wires are good. Whew. Okie doke. All right. So this is part one, just the introduction. When I come back with part two, I'm going to be disassembling this motor, and I'm already have it disassembled. I'm going to show you that ain't hard to do. When I come back, it's already going to be done, and all we're going to do is remove these screws right here that have the hex head bits in them. Torx bits, hex head, whatever you call them. We're going to remove those. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 8 of them around there. And once you remove 8, I'm going to show you how to open that up. You don't need a gear puller. There's a ghetto way to do it, but it works. Alright, I'll be back. This is part 1. The introduction to the Super 73 72 volt economy build.